Donetsk. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I was the head of coordination group for 3 months. My topic of the briefing is about the presence of Russian troops on the territory of Donbas. I would like to start with what Omar Khayyam, with the words of Omar Khayyam, and I speak about the last descriptions of Putin. Stalin doesn't know that it's the end. The same with stupid people. This is about a topic of my presentation, because in the coordination group from Ukraine, we had some limitations as to movement in Donetsk and Donetsk region. That's why we had to receive permits to do video photo registration from Donetsk. So we had some limitations. That's why they moved tanks, cannons, missile system, but they didn't allow us to do video and photo registration. But what went through our coordination center, we know we have that. Yeah, the picture, we are working in the coordination, Colonel Kozlov, myself, and officers from Donetsk, Russia, and Ukraine. Russia is present there. The evidence, December 14, 2014, there were tanks at T-Center, Ural. That proves that they just came from Russian Federation, because they were with enforced engines, and they have such engines and vehicles only in the Russian army. I invited to this fact Colonel Kozlov. He refused to give comments, because he told that he was at that time in somewhere, and he didn't see that. There was a column of tank and those vehicles. They would leave some tracks. But then on December 14, took nice key box from we saw those columns, and there was cannons, 152 militants, and there were also enforced Urals and tug vehicles, and there were tanks and also cannons in the airport, and I took pictures of that. The pictures of Donetsk city. They didn't allow us to take pictures of T-72, because that's only present only in Russia. So he fixed that fact without comments. January 6, one more rotation of cyborgs. I will tell you about this person outside of the country. Again, the same tanks, the same armed vehicles, etc. We expected during that rotation of SE special, but they have not come, and they have not explained why. Coordination group of SE representatives of Donetsk administration in Makivka and in Donetsk. They observed the work of Grad system and 3 units, and under Russian flags. There was shelling at Piske Avdiivka airport. 3 tank columns and other armed vehicles, and about 30 units to the airport. We have video. This video is good because it was done from the 3rd floor of our office. So to say that it's on Linsky Prospect in Donetsk. January 14, at date and night, 26 artillery, self-propelled artillery units passed from there. Right away you can see that they return from the battle. Next, when there was a movement of equipment during the day from the guards, did not allow us, didn't allow us to video record, but there were some other officers who can confirm that. The same day, for Smerch systems was Shalom, and that was very close to our office. In the office, there were representatives of the Ministry of State Security of Donetsk, and we went to the street because it was very loud, and they told, "Oh, finally, Ukraine started to shell upon us," but they saw how those Smerch systems were finishing their work, and there were Russian flags. January 15, there was an active phase of storming the airport. 3 days non-stop from territory of Donetsk. They shelled with a Grad, Smerch and Uragan, and also cannon artillery worked just they stopped shelling. They stopped shelling only to cool down the barrels. I called field commanders and I asked, "Oh, Monarch, stop storming upon the new terminal." After that, yes, Russians promised to stop. On the same day, mass media of separatists and deputy head of the corps of Colonel Basurin told that the use of by Ukraine bombardment and that we were bombarding Horlivka. After him, there was Colonel Kozlov. So he abused the status. He spoke right after Zakharchenko. It's a violation of all the agreements, or Minsk agreements. If earlier shelling upon Donetsk and suburbs, they shelled upon from National Guards, today it's clear that they were shelling upon Donetsk by armed forces of Ukraine. The first time after such a full break, ceasefire, they used bombarders. So Colonel Kozlov, he abused the status. He didn't have the right for such a presentation. He came as an observer and a peacekeeper, and that he openly supported separatists. In they or Stormen, and if you want, I can give you evidence that they began that. When I asked him the confirmation about the use of Ukrainian side of bombarders against checkpoints in Horlovka, he told that he received that from anti-aircraft units of separatists, and they created that with the help of Russian armed forces, and they have new systems of produced in Russia. I would like to tell you that he had a Russian car through Kharkiv airport, through which, so he went through the border, which is not under control of Ukraine. This is near our joint center. January 19, more columns, 4 columns, they went to the airport and back. But to our coordination council on a regular basis, there were Chechen battalions married, 5, 10, then 15 arrived. At my question what they were doing there, they told, we follow the order of Kadyrov. In the conversation, I asked, what is your mission in this building? Will we fight against you? They said no. We will know what's your purpose and what's your attitude with respect. He rebuilt Grozny. What about Putin? We don't like him. And also some other. There was some. They spoke about additional ammunition that we used old samples, this new uniform pixel and the old one, for us not to do some task without, for us not to attract attention of local people, because there's a different attitude to new Ukrainian uniform. They took us as their comrades, and we received a lot of information from them. In terminal, we have our representatives, our officers from Russia and from Donetsk. In Olenivsk, Shakhtarsk, and in other places. In terminal, Ukrainian officers observers, they had a training among units, and they found this. They saw some military men from Crimea, and who were there, like green men. Those who intelligently captured Crimea, and also they found the guy from Buryatia who gave an interview. He told, we are armed forces of Russian Federation. So, if Putin recognized that in Crimea there were Russian armed forces and now they are in Donetsk region, so he confessed that they are present in Donbas. February 15, the column of Cistern, 25 trucks, Ural and Kamaz, forced Ural, so they passed our center on Leninsky Prospect, and they went to Kirov Street. They were delivering petrol for fuel for tanks. One more example of participation in Russian military, Lieutenant Colonel Sokolov, the head of Russian group of officers and artillery officer, he trained Russian and local artillery groups, and mostly from Buryatia. And when our officers went into the office, they worked in different rooms. So Russian officers closed those maps, and they were hiding from us, and the same. And devices, they took those devices and they shelled upon positions of Ukrainian armed forces. January 14, there was a walking meeting in Donetsk, administration representative of Russian Federation. Major General Gazim is protecting the interests of separatists and motivating that airport that is at the part of Donetsk. That's why the line of separation should be not like in Minsk agreements, but in a new way. The same position was of Russian side on February 17 when we had the 14th Skype conference for 14 hours. Russia is told that Debaltsevo that is a territory of separatists and the separation line should go there. I have some other evidence. I will provide them. The last thing, Russian generals and officers, they moved on the territory of Donetsk and Ukraine freely, especially in Donetsk. They always disappeared somewhere in the Ministry of Defense of separatists, and they had a chance to coordinate all units. And when I asked them during this storm of Debaltsevo, I asked Russian Kozlov, how far are you going to go? He told me, I don't know. They don't allow me to go to the cellar. What is the cellar? That is a command point where they take all military and political decisions, and Russian officers of the highest top level, they are there. I would like to finish I would like to refer to Nicola Machiavelli. The stronger the army, the better friends it has. Thank you. Do you have questions, colleagues? Thank you very much. No questions.